Ladies and gentlemen, look, obviously there's a very, very tantalizing situation brewing in regards to Nicolas Jackson, and rightly so, but there's also something very, very fruitful brewing in regards to Kai Havertz that we need to be well aware of. Let's go.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin. Lots to go through like every other day. This is a mad window, as we've already figured it out. Look, without further ado, let's get cracking into this news. So many bits and pieces to go through. There's news about Chalobah. There's news about Marc Cucurella as well. Very interestingly, that it's coming into the surface in regards to Marc Cucurella. Obviously, we've got a plethora of left-sided players, but we're going to start off from Jackson, Nicolas Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. This is a player that seems like will be a Chelsea player very imminently. He's actually in action right now for Senegal as we speak, and has I think he's got a assist as well. Senegal leading at the moment. So look, by the time this video is uploaded and you guys are watching, a lot of things could have materialized. But as we speak, I think he's got an assist and Senegal leading 1-0. So fantastic. A lot of people have been saying this guy is not an out-and-out attacker. He's a bit of a creator as well. Look, it will be... I don't know too much about him, right? And I've made it very, very clear. I need to see a lot of footage. The news of this particular brother has been so quick. I've not even had the time to devote and see and do some research on him. But he can score goals. But a lot of you guys have been saying he's a bit of a creator. So it makes me think, how are we actually going to deploy him? We're going to deploy him as a striker. There's conversations that maybe we may still get a striker on top with possibly David Datro Fofana and Armando Broja moving on. How we feel about that, we will definitely get into this conversation in this video. Jackson will sign after his duties with Senegal. Chelsea are... so Jackson will sign after his duties with Senegal. That finishes after today, hopefully. Chelsea are also still attentive to players like Vlahovic. This is coming from Mate Moreno. As I said, maybe we may get another striker on top. Vlahovic is a name that I'm not really keen on. Chelsea have a long-term contract ready, not a regular 5-year contract, a very long-term contract. This is from Fabrizio Romano. I was under the impression that these long-term contract business were going to be over with the, UEFA or financial fair play coming in and imposing a rule that you can't do these long-term contracts. But someone corrected me in the live stream, and I need to make sure that this is the correct thing, but it kind of makes sense to me. Someone said that the UEFA rules or the financial fair play rules doesn't stop a club signing a player for a long-term contract, but it stops them from amortizing a player more than 5 years. So there is a different connotation here, which kind of makes sense from a financial standpoint, financial fair play standpoint. Maybe you're not allowed to amortize a particular player beyond the 5-year mark. Chelsea obviously were getting away with those 8, 7, 8, 9-year contracts that we've recently done for the new players, being able to amortize them for that amount of period, which reduces the expense in the accounting books. So yeah, it kind of makes sense that we can still do long-term contracts, but we just can't amortize them. Red Bull Leipzig and Milan wanted Jackson. Chelsea had to be fast. Like it was fast. It was really fast. That's what she said. Nicolas Jackson will sign a 6 or 7-year contract with Chelsea. This is from Mate Moreto. Long-term contract. We seem like we truly believe in him. And do you know what? As I've mentioned in recent videos, I don't mind. Honestly, I don't mind. If we've unearthed a gem here and we truly believe that he's got the quality and he will develop into a sensational player for us, no problems. We just need to have a plan. You know, we've got a lot of these kind of gems, I feel like, in David Datro Fofana. Armando Broja feels like a gem for me. Do you know what I mean? Don't disregard Armando Broja. I know he's copped a massive injury, but I still have high hopes about him. So all of these players, we need to have a plan. And right now it seems like David Datro Fofana and or Broja will potentially get sold or be sent out on loan. So yeah, I don't really know how I feel about that because I feel, you know, we need to show some sort of planning and some sort of faith in some of these players. I mean, are we just buying them for the sake of just flipping them over for some profit? And what kind of profit are we actually going to achieve from them if we don't really try and showcase their talent, unless they blow up in their loan moves? But we'll see what happens to Armando Broja and David Dutra Fofana. Chelsea will bid 29.9 million next week to match Jackson's release clause. Jackson only wants Chelsea despite receiving 3 more bids. This is from Fabrizio Romano. Fantastic news. This is beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful level of business. This is the kind of business I want to see more often. Look, I'm not saying stay away from those big purchases, but only do them when you're 100% sure that that's the blockbuster signing that you want. Like, for example, Enzo Fernandez. That's the one you want to break the bank for sure. For sure, you want to break the bank for. Look, I'm not going to lie. I wanted Erling Haaland, 2 seasons ago when there was the whole battle between Erling Haaland or Romelu Lukaku. And we ended up getting Romelu Lukaku for a very, very high price. And I was quite okay with that. I thought Lukaku was him. And we got burnt. So, look, there will be certain times where we want a particular player that costs a lot of money and might burn us. So, it's just that hopefully we're not doing that for every other player. Like, for example, Ugarte. We had our threshold and we didn't want to go beyond that. Andre Onana. I want Andre Onana so much, but Inter Milan are pricing him out and no problems. Stay away from that. I don't think Andre Onana warrants us to go in the lengths of 80 million to purchase him. So it's things like that. It's things like that we just need to be concerned about. So yeah, no, this is good. This is good business. Now, here's a little bit of a extended explanation around Nicolas Jackson. This is coming from Ben Jacobs. Chelsea have moved very quickly in the last 24 hours and are expected to complete the signing of Villarreal forward Nicolas Jackson for around 30 million. Don't forget, Nicolas Jackson and Caicedo apparently have the same agent. So there could be something there. There could be something that the agent has pushed some of these players around. Agents have a lot of power, man. Agents have a lot of power because this rumor of Nicolas Jackson literally just materialized like this. He has a release clause of 35 million. Payment structure is currently being discussed and personal terms have already been agreed. Further goes on to say, credit to Nicolas Jackson, who broke the club's interest a few days ago. Yeah, man, Nicolas Jackson, you have redeemed yourself to a certain degree. I am not even going to lie. Okay, now, Kai Havertz. This is the other blockbuster piece that is circulating around at the moment, and I'm very, very keen to see how this lands. Arsenal are preparing to increase their offer for Havertz to 60 million. Chelsea signed Havertz for 62.5 billion 3 years ago. I think Felix Johnson recently said, look, it's not just the 62.5. There was some 18-point-something million add-ons, which we will apparently pay or something or other. Bottom line, we've had him 3 years in our books. His book value is about 28 million. And if Arsenal coming in for 60, oh, it's a deal. It is a deal. And they're apparently willing to match his current personal terms in terms of he's getting about 250K. They're willing to match that. So the player wins, we win. He don't want to stay in the football club. We don't want him to stay around at Chelsea Football Club. 60 million for Kai Havertz. My days, Arsenal truly must see something beautiful in regards to Kai Havertz. And I'm keen to see. I am keen to see how he gets deployed at Arsenal. Look, I don't care, but I am keen to see how this all ends up. Look, if he blows up like some people are worried about, so be it. So be it. I don't know one bit care about him blowing up at Arsenal Football Club. I'm more concerned about our players, and hopefully they blow up under Pochettino. I'm more concerned about what we do. What Arsenal does, that's their business. And I'm not going to be one of those fans that are going to be regretting, oh, why did we let Havertz go? This is just like the KDB and Salah situation. No, not at all. KDB and Salah, we barely even got to see them at Chelsea Football Club. This brother, 3 seasons, man. 3 seasons, and we still don't know what are his true qualities. So, look, Arsenal, 60 million. It's a good deal, man. It's a good deal. Let's get it done, man. Hopefully, we see this player gone in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully, by the time 1st July comes around. I don't want to see Kai Havertz in the preseason at Chelsea. Be in the preseason with Arsenal. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, this Jacob Steinberg has been pushing this a lot. I don't know whether there's some truth around it, but I tend to think maybe we are going for a player like him. Do you know what I mean? So with Mount, Kovacic, Kante, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Conor Gallagher, Havertz, there's, we have space. We have space to maybe bring in another midfielder on top of Caicedo. And this guy is a bit of an attacking midfielder. Some of you guys are not keen on him, though. Chelsea are expected to make a bid for Gabri Veiga. Once again, another player. I don't watch Celta Vigo to give you guys a precise opinion about this. But a lot of you guys are saying this gives you Gallagher vibes. He runs a lot. Some of you guys have said, look, he's a mix between Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. And a lot of you guys have been saying, look, if that's the case, then we're in trouble because those are two players we're trying to get rid of. Look, I'm going to leave this with you guys and let me know how you feel about Gabri Veiga. But there is a bit of hype about him in social media. Few fans have been talking about him. And looks like we may be looking into getting this particular player. So once again, let me know in the comment section, how do you truly feel about Gabri Veiga? And also let me know, what are his strengths? What are his weaknesses? I need to understand this player to a certain degree. And where do you see him playing at Chelsea Football Club under Pochettino? Please, in the comment section, give me some idea about this particular player. Trevoh Chalobah is in Milan to decide whether it is a suitable place to live. He is also having a meeting with Inter Milan. Hey, are we doing something? If we're doing something with Inter Milan, let's see if we can get Andre Onana. For me, Andre Onana is the goalkeeper that I would love to get now. Since we are looking to deal with them for Trevoh Chalobah, come on, Inter, man. Do us a deal for Andre Onana. Don't be stupid, man. First of all, Trevoh Chalobah, I think he's about 35 to 40 million defender, man. Honestly. In the Premier League clubs will take him easy for that level of price. He's a good defender. The issue with us is his surplus to requirements. That's the problem. If given the opportunity and consistency of playing time, he is a good player. He's a good defender. Inter Milan, man, do us a deal. We want Andre Onana, you want Chalobah. Chalobah is potentially worth around 35 to 40 million. If you value Andre Onana at 60, okay, give us a discount. Let's do a deal, man. Don't be stupid like that, man. And none of this loan stuff, please. None of this loan stuff. If you want Trevoh Chalobah, let's get him on a full-time agreement as opposed to loans that you want for Lukaku and Koulibaly and whatnot. Look, nah, that ain't gonna happen. I don't know whether we're trying to use Chalobah as a means to perhaps do some dealings in regards to Lukaku, but I want something out of Inter Milan as well. I don't want to just leave with nothing. As Matisse and a few of the other guys will say, I want to leave with son. Mauricio Pochettino is prepared to let Marc Cucurella leave Chelsea as he looks to trim a bloated squad. This is coming from Mirror Football. This actually has been doing the rounds as well today. A lot of people have been talking about Marc Cucurella potentially leaving, and Pochettino might not believe in him. Look, I like Marc Cucurella. You guys know very well. I was over the moon when we signed Marc Cucurella. I sang, I danced. It was a mad wild stream. I think that that live stream was had about 1,000 plus people live at that point when that news broke. So look, I've seen this player for Brighton, and I know what level of a player he is. He's a fantastic left-sided player. It didn't work out for him last season. Didn't work out for many players. Don't forget, not just him. But I do understand the conundrum that we were in. A lot of left-sided players: Marc Cucurella, Ben Chilwell, Ian Martin, Lewis Hall. So I get it. I get that we need to make a decision. And Lewis Hall, the way he finished off the season was strong. Do we want to use Lewis Hall on the left side? That's the other question. Perhaps we want to use him in midfield because that's where he predominantly plays. But it looks like he can do a very, very fine job on the left side. Ian Martin, I'm pretty certain he was player of the season for Burnley. I could be wrong, but he definitely was one of the players of the championship in the championship team of the season. So I think he was the left-sided player in that particular team. So look, Ian Martin, I've seen some of the Burnley matches. He's damn good. I've always believed in Ian Martin also. So look, this is a conundrum. And whatever direction Pochettino takes on this, I'm on board. I feel very strongly about all of these players. Ian Martin, I like. Lewis Hall, I like. I don't mind seeing Lewis Hall potentially going on a loan, though. I feel like if we do keep him at Chelsea, we need to utilize him. We cannot just let him rot in the bench. So we have to have a clear plan for some of these youngsters. Chilwell, I've said in recent times, he's a leader for me. He's a leader. I know he's, once again, lackluster, season, and once again has been marred with injuries. But if he does end up getting a lot more injuries next season as well, I think that's when we can have a conversation that we need to get rid of him. But I do feel very strongly about all of these players on the left side. I like them all. So it's up to Poch what he wants to do, and I'm going to be okay with any of it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, recently we've started seeing a lot of rumors with our players with Saudi Arabia, and we're thinking, what's going on? Well, obviously, we've been thanking Saudi Arabia for their nice gesture, for showing appreciations on our players, and it looks like they're going to take some of our players. Some of you guys have said in the comments, Miz, Clear Lake has some investments with Saudi, or Saudi has investments with Clear Lake, one way or the other. Bottom line, they're in a relationship. And this is why maybe Taboli was in Saudi Arabia in recent times, having a meeting, because of that pre-existing relationship that Clear Lake has with the Saudi PIF over here. So now it all starting to make sense why our players are getting linked with Saudi, and hopefully this transfer window, some of the players that we thought we're going to make a loss on, we don't make a loss. Maybe we make a decent size of profit now. So, and I think this is why we're going out there and wanting to buy a lot of players. Look, I don't want to buy too many players like we did in January. Rather, us focus on that defensive midfielder, Caicedo. A goalkeeper would be great. Striker, of course. Yeah, for me, 3 players. If we get maximum 4, another midfielder, no problems. But let's not go out there and get 5 and 6 and 7 players again. Let's just calm down, right? This is what Ben Jacobs had to say in regards to this relationship between Clear Lake and the Saudi Arabian government, the group that they have over there, the investment funding group. Clear Lake and PIF have an excellent relationship, and the latter are driving many high-profile moves to Saudi on behalf of Al Nassr, Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, and Al Ahli. CFC seen an opportunity to offload some players to Saudi Arabia, and PIF have multiple Chelsea players on their radar. I think these 4 teams, Al Nassr, Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, and Al Ahli, they're owned by PIF, who's ultimately owned by the government. So that's where the drive is coming from. With all these high-profile deals, the club is often selected quite late in the process, but the aim is to populate all 4 clubs with stars to create Riyadh and Jeddah rivalries with global appeal. Next season, there will be new TV deals, and an English highlights show is expected. It is going to be huge, the Saudi League. These transfers are fluid. Player input matters too, but PIF and the Saudi Pro League are driving many of these moves. By the time the club president flies in, it's often for final negotiation or even just handshakes and photos. This was certainly the case with Ronaldo. So look, they decide on you first coming into the league, and then they select which of those 4 clubs you're going to go in order to spread out the competition evenly and create a really good rivalry. It is a very different style of doing business, but this is what they're doing. A good example of this is also N'Golo Kante and Al Nassr. They thought they had a chance for ages and were even the front runner at one point, but suddenly it was radio silence and they realized they were powerless to sign him. Now he's joining Al Ittihad. There you go. So look, great stuff happening in Saudi, and hopefully this relationship between us and Saudi can continue. And whenever we feel like we need to get rid of a particular player, we can ship them off to Saudi Arabia. Hopefully that's the case. Understand that Hakim Ziyech is intrigued by a move to Al Nassr, and that talks will take place in London, as Santiago Yuna called CFC keen to get Ziyech off the wage bill. Sources indicate Ziyech can earn a wage up to 30 million euros per year, plus other earning opportunities. That's mad, man. That is absolutely mad. 30 million euros per year. That's sensational for Ziyech, man. I'm so happy for him. Nothing done yet. Ziyech assessing his options. Many suitors put off by his wages. Apparently, he's on some really good wages at Chelsea. PSG failed to get a loan through on time in January due to late paperwork. No move yet by PSG to return. Ziyech wanted the transfer and even offered to contribute financially. There you go. Look, hopefully Ziyech moves on as well. Kalidou Koulibaly and Edouard Mendy's agents, Fali Ramdani, is expected to bring official proposals from Saudi clubs for both players. Once again, Saudis helping us out. Koulibaly, Mendy, Ziyech, and potentially even more players. So Aubameyang. So let's see what happens, man. We could do a bit of a madness, and the players can do a bit of a madness by earning a lot of money. Chelsea have inquired about Harry. This is how I want to end this, ladies and gentlemen. This made me laugh. Chelsea have inquired about Harry Kane, but Levi dealing with Chelsea is seen as impossible. The audacity of us to even talk about Harry Kane. Harry Kane's never ever would contemplate joining Chelsea Football Club. He just won't. He's Spurs through and through. So we can forget about that. And Daniel Levy, like, this guy never deals with us. We should remember the Modric situation. So look, kudos to us for trying, thinking that we're bringing in Pochettino, and there's some obviously very, very good history between Pochettino and Harry Kane. I would love a player like Harry Kane, man. He's the complete striker, but it's just not going to happen, man. It's just not going to happen. It looks like he may even stick around at Spurs with Poch with Ange Postecoglou. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Please comment in regards to Gabri Veiga. I need to know what you think about him. Obviously, Nicolas Jackson is imminent. Kai Havertz news, Chalobah, the lot. In the comment section. Let me know. Until next time, everyone, take care and see ya.